Hello there, I'm Nakia Basharuddin. Thanks for joining me on BizWorld this Tuesday evening. The airport tax or passenger service charge PSC suit against the AirAsia Group is now being deliberated in court, and this process should be allowed to take its due course. In a statement today, Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad MAHB explained that the PSC was a statutory rate fixed by the government and published via the Gazette and affected the economics of the nation's aviation industry. According to MAHB, it is imperative to establish clarity on the implementation of the gazetted PSC, the roles and responsibilities of the airlines and airports, as well as the rights of the parties involved. It said these are matters of the law that the court needs to decide to put to rest in order for the aviation industry to operate efficiently and competitively and in compliance with all international aviation standards and regulations. FIM Asset Management Sdn Bhd targets to expand its asset under management AUM between 10 and 15% this year from 1 billion ringgit currently. According to its founder and executive chairman Tan Chong Kwai, the company is looking at investments in telecommunication and semiconductor sectors in ASEAN and Asia, excluding Japan.
The market cap of Taiwan and Korea combined is bigger than all the ASEAN combined. That I feel, ASEAN is not short of talents or entrepreneurs, You must go and look for them, And that's why I feel more confident. And we have 600 million people. Korea and Taiwan combined has less than 90 million.
He said this in a press conference after the company's 25th anniversary celebration. Also present was Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng. FIM expects to give returns between 8% and 12% over 5 years for its funds. The property market is expected to be flat across all sectors in 2019, except for the warehousing segment, which is backed by the growing e-commerce industry in the country. However, the overall market will take about 12 months to begin picking up, in line with the anticipated resolution of the trade war between the United States and China.
Number one, the downtrend has already lulled down. It is not. And I think developers are now wary, for example, of the number of units that are not being developed. They are not being sold. And of course, on the positive side is, of course, the government has done a lot of work on the transportation. A lot of areas that were not accessible are now accessible. There are areas with the MRT and so on that are going to be positive for the property market.
He said this at the company's property market review earlier today. Tan Sri Abdul Rahim remains optimistic the sector would reverse its downtrend within the next 12 to 24 months. Property transactions during the first half of 2018 declined 2.4% compared with the previous corresponding period. Meanwhile, prices of residential properties are expected to continue to consolidate this year and in 2020. According to Rahim & Co. International Sdn Bhd Research Director Sulaiman Saheh, there is actually a price correction seen in the market due to the overhang situation. The latest data as at end September last year has revealed Malaysia's overhang stood at 43,219 units, worth 29.47 billion ringgit.
In terms, even the government data actually shows that Index Harga Rumah Malaysia, the MHPI, actually shows a slower increase. It is still a slow increase of 1.1% in terms of value appreciation. But in terms of secondary market that we actually see, we see certain areas actually up to 3% drop. But it is still holding up, especially for, you're talking about established areas here, right?
Across all states, Johor holds the highest count of overhang units, followed by Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. Being the largest market sector, the existing supply of residential units for Malaysia stood at approximately 5.51 million units, of which Selangor came on top amongst all the states with 1.52 million homes. That wraps up BizWorld this time around. I'm Nakia Bashiruddin. Thank you for investing your time with us.